Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, as today we're going to be talking about Mr. Jesse Puljujarvi, as the rumors have been going absolutely crazy about this guy out of the late. There's been a lot of hate towards the guy that is really unneeded, and I'm going to be really divulging and talking about Puljujarvi, the media people, and just about every single rumor that has happened over this past week about the guy, because I feel like this is a really needed topic of discussion. This is something I really want to talk about. There's some crazy stuff going around about Jesse Puljujarvi. So before we get into the video, I'd like to just say, if you are new to the channel, make sure to smash that subscribe button and hit that like button as well. It'll be very much appreciated, as today we're going to be hearing some hot takes. So there's probably some people out there that will not like what I'm saying about Jesse Puljujarvi, because, you know, I'm a diehard Puljujarvi guy, but these are straight true facts, and if you don't like them, you can comment down below what you disagree with me, and we'll have a little chat, maybe argue a little bit. You know how I like to argue. So let's get into talking about Puljujarvi and what has happened over this past week. So Tom Kazulia came out with a post, I think at the beginning of the week, saying that Puljujarvi wanted out of Edmonton, and that they have came to agreement that they're going to be trading away Puljujarvi. It was kind of crazy. A lot of the Finland articles were saying that Puljujarvi didn't want this, that he wasn't going to be traded, or like that he didn't want to be traded from Edmonton, that he was perfectly fine with staying in Edmonton. And I remember reading multiple articles that said, you know, I think there was a quote where he said that, you know, I would like to stay in Edmonton, but, you know, if they want to trade me, they want to trade me. That's fine. You know, I don't think there's a thing where Puljujarvi doesn't dislike Edmonton, that he doesn't want out of the town. Of course, the media people are really feeding it to the fans that, hey, Puljujarvi wants out of town. This is a guy that doesn't want to play in Edmonton, which is completely false. Puljujarvi wants to play in Edmonton and absolutely deserves to play in this city, but, you know, there's a lot of fans out there and a lot of media people that really don't respect Jesse Puljujarvi, and I want to get into that a little bit. I want to get into the fact that people are absolutely dissing on Jesse Puljujarvi, and even though, yeah, he had a rough end of the season and didn't have the most amazing playoffs in the world, Jesse Puljujarvi is still a very instrumental part to the team, I feel. He played absolutely amazing up on the top line and was an amazing player without McDavid on the ice. He still had a respectable season, having 36 points in 65 games. That is still a very commendable season. And yet we talk so highly about a player like Zach Hyman, for example, a guy that used to not produce big points. If you remember, back in 2017-18, only had 40 points in 82 games, only 4 points in 7 games in the playoffs, and next year only 41 points in 71 games. And now is producing a lot more than what he was during his first few years with Toronto. This is a guy that, you know, it's going to take time with Jesse Puljujarvi. You know, he's not a great finisher, but he generates a lot of offense and plays amazing defensively. So I didn't understand why this article came out about Tom Gazulia, because I was like, no way Jesse Puljujarvi wants out of town. That's just stupid. Then Mr. Mark Spector comes out with just an absolute fucking heinous thing, or he said that Puljujarvi is an equivalent to a third liner with some upside, and that we should be able to get a second round pick or a third round pick out of this. Spector, what are you on, buddy? Seriously, what the fuck are you on, man? Like, okay, we just made it to the conference finals, and we have a pretty good player in Jesse Puljujarvi, who we have control over with RFA. We have complete control over his contract and what we really want to do next, if we want to trade him or if we want to keep him. But your dumbass process thinks, you know what, guys? Know what we can get? A second round pick or a third round pick seems fair composition for Jesse Puljujarvi. Dude, we just made it to the conference finals. We're not looking for draft picks. We're looking for roster players. If we were to trade Jesse Puljujarvi, which I would highly not recommend, we would be trying to get roster players out of the deal. The only players that I would see us trading for picks, well, we actually would have to trade away picks to get rid of those players, is players like Zach Cassian or Tyson Barrie, or, Warren Fogle we could probably get some picks back on, but maybe Tyson Barrie as well. But you don't want to just trade away Jesse Puljujarvi for nothing. And not just some fucking stupid picks. You might as well just keep the guy until his value goes up. Like, this is the most heinous, stupid shit. And good thing you're just a media guy for Sportsnet, because my lord, you are the stupidest. If you were ever a GM, you would be the stupidest GM ever in the world. And your articles are just clickbait half the time. Like, they are absolutely clickbait. It's absolutely ridiculous what Sportsnet hires you to do. It's absolutely ridiculous. And then Daniel Nugent-Bowman came out with an article not too long ago saying that there's a perimeters around possible Jesse Puljujarvi trade, saying that I'm not going to give him away. So basically, he does want to keep him on the team. There's still some trade rumors from 32 Thoughts there, from Elliot Friedman, saying that they don't have any clarity on Duncan Keith yet. Mike Smith is most likely going to retire, and he's going to go on the LTIR. But Fogle, Zach Cassian, Jesse Puljujarvi, and potentially Tyson Barrie could be moved. Just depends on how much room they could clear. I really don't see Jesse Puljujarvi really clearing a whole lot of room for us. Like, he's an RFA, sure, but he's not going to be making a whole crap ton of money. He's maybe max going to make $3.5 million, and that's even asking a lot. I could see $3 million at most, maybe even less than that. And honestly, like, if we could get rid of Zach Cassian or Warren Fogle, that would be a lot better than trading away Jesse Puljujarvi at this current position. I know we do want to bring back in Evander Kane and Jack Campbell, but I feel like Puljujarvi will be able to develop that finishing ability over the next few years here. And maybe even next year, he'll be able to take a huge step up. Signing Evander Kane, yeah, it's not a bad idea. But if we sign him to a fucking $7 million deal where we get him to a 3-year deal or 4-year deal, that's not going to be good for the Edmonton Oilers. We're signing another big player to another big contract, which we absolutely do not need to do. We could find other players out there that could score and could be a lot cheaper than what Evander Kane will do. We could actually find players like that, hopefully, that would want to come to Edmonton. But from what it looks like, what I was seeing from articles is that people's lists, players that are in free agency seem to have Edmonton higher up on their list right now, especially since we're winning games in the playoffs and we're doing a lot better. People are confident with coming to Edmonton. So that also brings in some open capabilities that we don't have to go after Kane. We can go after some other players that will actually be, a lot cheaper, pretty good for the team, and I think we could build the depth more than what we can with the top 6. I get that Evander Kane did really good, but I feel like we need to work more on our depth than we need to do on our top 6. What is my thought on Jesse Puljujarvi, and what should we do with this guy? Now, the ridiculous media saying and hating on Jesse Puljujarvi, if you're a hater of Jesse Puljujarvi, hate. I don't care, do what you want. But the hate is unneeded. There really is. We hated on Jesse Puljujarvi all fucking season for only making $1 million, being very cheap, and yet we don't hate on Zach Cassian, who had 19 fucking points in 58 games, making $3 million a year, and he gets no hate. No one talks about him, nothing. But yeah, we're going to talk about Jesse Puljujarvi more. You know why? Clickbait. That's the only reason why a lot of these media members do that, because Puljujarvi gets the clicks between all the people in the community, especially the analytics community, because they absolutely go apeshit every single time somebody like Mark Spector or somebody else in the media community talks about this. It's just to generate some clicks, get people to read their article, and it's without a doubt, because no one's going to read an article about hating on Zach Cassian. Why would they do that? Why would they hate on Zach Cassian when it's basically going to get them nothing for clicks and maybe just a little respect from the fan base? They don't care about that. They want to dog on the younger players, and it's still funny to me to this day that there was a guy that called out us fans and saying that we're the reason why that we push the players out of town. Yeah, it's us fans that really push the players out of the town. Totally not the media members writing these stupid ass articles on players that actually play pretty fucking good. Yeah, it's totally us, guys. It's totally us. Thank you. Thank you guys for blaming us. It's totally us on the reason why players don't want to stay in Edmonton. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. So that's my TED Talk. Thank you guys very much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Without a doubt, we should not trade away Jesse Puljujarvi. This should be a player that we keep on the team. I don't care if people disagree with me. I feel like Jesse Puljujarvi is a Nikushkin 2.0. And I feel like he could even be better than a Nikushkin. Just give it time. Puljujarvi, I feel, will be good in a year or so. And I feel like he'll be a very instrumental part. And even then, he was an instrumental part at the beginning of the season. Even near the end, he wasn't having a bad time. It's just the injuries and COVID and stuff like that, and not an amazing playoffs. I think he'll take a bounce back here in year 2. Just remember, we dogged on Eberle. We dogged on Justin Schultz. We dogged on Jeff Petrie. Remember Jordan Eberle? First playoffs, he only had like 2 points, and everyone dogged on him. Everybody. And then he got traded away for Ryan Strome. We do not want trades like this, ladies and gentlemen. We really do not. We want to keep players that could be big players and not trade them away for replacement players, because we do not need to fucking do that. We need to keep Jesse Puljujarvi. If we trade him, I hope he has a fun time wherever he goes. I'm going to do the exact same thing I did to Ethan Bear. If the others want to trade him, it's going to be stupid. It's going to come back to bite us in the ass, especially even more with Jesse Puljujarvi. And I fully support Jesse Puljujarvi and wherever he goes. But for now, guys, I'm going to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Adios, amigos.